Hello, I'm Tenzin. I'm a pre and postnatal yoga instructor, and I'm going to be taking you through this yoga flow for relaxation. So we're going to go for a few gentle stretches, but the focus is really going to be on connecting in with your breath and allowing space for your body just to soften and relax. Before we begin, please do make sure that you've checked with your GP or your midwife and you are cleared to exercise. I'll provide you with different modifications so you can choose which option feels best for you. In terms of kit, we're going to need some blocks and a bolster. If you don't have those available, thick books and pillows and cushions are just as good. So we're going to start in a child's pose, or to use a Sanskrit, balasana. So please use as many blocks as you need. We want to have knees nice and wide, and then we can pop a block underneath so that the hips are supported. Block can be in front as well, so that when we come down, there's something to support the forehead there. It may be comfortable for you to have the forearms to the floor, so it's that's supporting you there. Or if you want arms out, arms by the shins, I don't matter too much. We just want to be nice and comfortable. And we're going to spend a good few moments here, taking the knees as wide as we need to make space for belly, doing what feels good for the hips there, and allow the eyes to close. And we're really letting the weight of ourselves be supported by the blocks or the floor. And you can either stay in stillness, or if you want, start to take a gentle sway through the shoulders. So it's almost like you're a little seaweed. So we're really grounded at the hips, but then we allow that movement to travel up through the shoulders. Maybe the head gets involved. Just finding that movement through the spine. Listening to what our body needs. Few more breaths here, softening into the hips. Maybe give the jaw a little bit of a wiggle, so we're not holding any tension through the neck. And then coming to stillness, before we get ourselves up, we're going to take 3 deep breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Be as audible as you like on that exhalation. We're really just letting it all go. So inhale in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, and again. Last time. Very gently use the hands to support yourself all the way up. We're going to come to whatever is a comfortable seated position, so you can use the blocks to elevate the hips. And then you might have the legs out straight or cross-legged. We're going to be stretching into the neck, so it doesn't matter too much about what's going on beneath you. Just try and get nice and tall through the spine. So from here, we're going to inhale, take one ear to the shoulder. Exhale, just pause here. And then inhale, chin comes to the center of the chest. Really see if you can get that chin to touch the chest. Exhale, staying here. And then inhale, other ear to opposite shoulder. Exhale to stay. Inhale, bring yourself up through center. We're going to go again. Exhale, maybe give the shoulders a little roll, and then inhale, over we go again. Exhale to stay. Maybe feel the weight of the head pouring over just a little bit more. Inhale to transition through, chin comes to center of the chest. Exhale, maybe that head gets even heavier, dropping down, and then inhale, opposite ear over to other shoulder. Exhale, weight of the head drops even more. Inhale to come through center. Take a moment here. Roll the shoulders if you need. And we're going to go the other way. So, inhale. Starting with that other shoulder. So, ear to shoulder. Exhale. Allow the weight of the head to draw down. See if you can really work the shoulder in the opposite direction. So we're pulling shoulder down, allowing the head to drop. Inhale, chin comes to the center of the chest. Exhale, really enjoy that stretch down the back of the neck. Inhale, bringing that ear over to the shoulder. Exhale, stay. Inhale, coming through center. Let's go straight away. So ear to shoulder. Exhale to stay. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, allowing that head to drop even further if we can. Last time, inhale. Ear to shoulder. Exhale to stay. And then bringing yourself back up. Roll the shoulders. We're going to take some more neck rolls, but we're going to turn our chin at an incline so we get a slightly different stretch through the neck. So this time I'm going to ask you to inhale, turn like you're trying to look over your shoulder, and then drop the chin to the center of the, not to the center of the chest, towards the shoulder, almost to your collarbone. Then as we inhale, we're going to try and keep the chin to the chest. Draw it to center. Exhaling here, and then inhale, keep the chin in contact with the chest as you reach over. So now we're looking over to the other direction, but with that head dropping down at an incline. And then bring yourself all the way up through center so we can go the other way. So looking over the shoulder, dropping the chin so we've got that nice stretch through one side of the neck. Chin comes to the center of the chest. Really be slow and mindful here. We don't want any sudden movements with the neck. We're coming over to the other way. Chin is still tucked. And then up to center. Final go on the other side. Looking over the opposite shoulder. Tuck that chin in towards the armpit. Keep the chin to chest. Rolling it through center. Taking it over the other way, really keeping that chin closely tucked so we get that lovely stretch down the back of the neck. And then bring it up to center. We've got one more time. So over the shoulder, tuck the chin. Nice big exhale. Really let the weight of the head be heavy. Chin comes to the center of the chest, enjoying that stretch down the back of the neck. And then final time. Tucking that chin into the armpit before you bring your head back up center. Okay, roll through the shoulders, do what you need for the neck. So we're now going to move on to a head to knee pose or Janu Sirsasana. So make sure you've got blocks under the hips if you need. One foot is going to come nice and close to the pelvis. Now usually we would have the leg out straight, but we may just need to take that out to the side so we're making space for bump. Extended foot is flexed so that leg is active to help us increase the stretch through the hamstrings. And hands to the sides of us here so we can really work on our lift and length. And we're going to spend 3 breaths here working on our elevation through the spine and then seeing if we can deepen into the stretch as we exhale. So inhale, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, maybe you stay here, or maybe if there is space in the hips, you think about belly moving a little bit closer to the floor, if that's available to you. And then again, inhale, growing nice and tall. Exhale to soften, make sure that foot is still nicely flexed. We've got one more. And then if it is comfortable for you, staying here, we're just going to take a few little sways side, like we did in our child's pose. So just finding that movement through the spine. You can allow it to move into the head, through the neck. Or if you just want to stay in stillness, that is also absolutely fine. And then use the hands to support yourself back. I like to bring my hands all the way back so I can really lean away. Legs come out. Bring the other foot in. And then adjust that leg so you've got space here. Flexing the toes, hands are to the floor. Let's take those breaths. So inhaling, Thinking about sit bones all the way to the top of the head being nice and long. Use that exhalation to soften into the hips. Maybe we move a little bit deeper. And again, inhale. Exhale. Last one. And then staying either in this quite deep fold, or if you need to come out of it, fine. Little sways through the torso. So starting from the base of the spine all the way up to the head, just finding that movement. Really lovely. Hands come behind so you can support yourself all the way out. Legs in front of you. Take some movement through the knees there just to release if we've built up any tension. And then we're going to make our way to a cross-legged position. So one foot in front is fine. If you do have quite open hips, you may want to pop that foot on top of the knee. The more of a 90-degree bend we have, the more of a stretch we're going to feel into the hips. Wherever you are, we're going to have both hands to the knees. And then we're going to allow our upper back to round. So I'll swivel so you can see. Keep the lumbar spine, so the lower back, nice and supported. It's just the chest dropping here. And then once the chest is dropped, the chin can come to the chest. And we're going to take one arm, reach it across so it's on top of the other hand. So we're getting this nice stretch through the back of the shoulders. Try and avoid twisting, so we don't want to be compressing into the belly. It's just a reach of the arms to get that nice stretch through the back of the shoulders. Taking a few breaths here. Making sure we're still supported in the lower belly, just compressing from the chest. And then bring opposite hand to knee, lift the chest. Head lifts, roll through the shoulders. We're going to cross the legs the other way. So now we're stretching through the opposite hip. Reminder that in front or on top, whatever option works for you and your hips today. Hands are to the knees. Allow the chest to drop, making sure you're still supported from the lower belly. Chin comes to the center of the chest. And then other arm is going to reach across. As that arm reaches, try and pull the shoulder back so we're not twisting through the spine. We've got that two-way pull of arm reaching but shoulder pulling back to get that stretch through the back of the shoulders. Finding a few breaths here. To come out of it, allow the chest to lift, chin lifts, hands come to the knees, roll the shoulders. We're going to finish with a back supported cobbler's pose. So we can get rid of our block. We need our bolster. Depending on how far along into your pregnancy you are, you may need one block under the bolster. You may need a couple more, just so you're even more elevated. Make sure that that is nice and secure before you bring yourself down to lying. So, middle of the spine, head is supported onto the bolster, and to find our cobbler's pose, or Baddha Konasana for the Sanskrit, the soles of the feet are going to be together. The further out your feet are, the less of an intense stretch you'll get. So just choose what works for you. The closer in you are, the more of a stretch we're finding into those inner thighs. We're going to spend the last few moments of class here, so you can allow the eyes to close. You may want to have hands on the belly. That can feel quite nice and comforting. If you do want to stretch into the chest as well, maybe the arms are out to the sides with the backs of the hands resting to the floor. So we're really letting gravity do the work for us here. So gravity is pulling on the knees, pulling on the arms if they're out. with the body fully supported by that bolster. And I'm going to lead you through a little guided relaxation as we lie here, with the knees just gently opening, finding that inner thigh stretch. So I'm going to get you to imagine a soft, warm light entering in through the feet. That light is going to move through the toes, the ankles, into the calves, the shins. And as it moves, it's making your limbs super heavy, super relaxed. And then that light moves up into the thighs and into the hips. And again, as it moves, it's making everything heavy and relaxed. And maybe you can feel the pelvis start to drop down into the floor as you relax. Allow your focus to move up into the belly, through the spine, really allowing these areas to get heavy. Feeling the bolster fully supporting you through the spine. That light is going to move up into the chests, the shoulders, to the back of the neck, an area where we can hold so much tension. So really on your next exhalation, allow the weight, the shoulders, the neck to drop down. No tension is there. That nice warm light moves through into the arms, the forearms, the hands and the fingers. Notice if you're gripping into the hands and fingers. See if you can release them there. And then finally, we move up through the throat, into the jaw, all the way into the skull. Allowing your jaw to soften. Maybe the tongue releases to the bottom of your mouth. And so our whole body is warm and heavy and supported by the bolster beneath us. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then super gently bring some energy back into your body by wiggling your fingers, your toes, lick the lips. Take that movement into the wrists, maybe the ankles, head can go side to side. And then you can use the hands to the outsides of the knees just to bring them together. Take a moment there if you need to, just allow the spine to sort of reset. And then we're rolling onto one side. Use the hands as much as you need to support yourself all the way up to sitting. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I hope you feel really relaxed after that.